everybody. Happy Thursday. It's April 16th, 2020, and I hope you were able to watch the rest of those YouTube videos that I shared little bits with you yesterday. How fun it is to learn how they go to the bathroom on the International Space Station. Alright, so today I have a story to share with you called The Astronaut Handbook. So I want you to think about training to be an astronaut and see if you can think about some of the things that you've learned and see if you can make some predictions about what things might be in the Astronaut Handbook. Alright, but before we do that, let's go ahead and get the tools that you need. You need your dry erase surface, your dry erase marker, mine's all ready, and your eraser. Alright, so here is a word problem today. Today's going to be a subtraction. Remember, subtraction means starting with the whole and taking some apart and seeing what's left over. Okay? So today, Jack and Annie have landed on the moon and they have gone into the space station and there are 8 spacesuits there. They each take one. How many are left over? All right, so we used, on Monday, we used some letters to help us label what we were talking about in our picture. So we're going to do that again today. So I'm just going to draw boxes for my spacesuits with little S's in them, right? Because they don't have to look like spacesuits. We just need to know what we're taking away. So let's go ahead. How many? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are all of my spacesuits. And I'm using my magic C letter S's. And there they are. Okay? So I know that I have 8 spacesuits and Jack and Annie each take one. So Jack's going to take this one. I'm going to cross it out because that one belongs to Jack. Annie takes this one. And we're going to find out how many are left over. How are we going to know? That's right. Let's count them. 1, 4, 6. Excellent. So how are we going to write it down here? We're going to start, remember when we do subtraction sentences, we start with the whole, and then we write down how many we took away equals how many left over. So what's our whole? How many did we start with? All together. That's right. 8 spacesuits. Minus, that's the sign that shows subtraction. Take away. 8, take away, how many did we take away? That's right, 1 for Jack and 1 for Annie, so we took away 2 spacesuits equal, how many did we count that were left over? 6. That's right. All right, so let's go ahead and build a number bond together. So that's our whole, how many we took away, how many are left over, build our number bond. What's our whole? How many spacesuits did we start with? 8. How many did we take away? 1 for Jack and 1 for Annie, so we took 2 away. And what's the other part of 8 that's left over is 6. Excellent, excellent job. All right. Nice work, everybody. All right, you can go ahead and put your tools away, cap your marker. I am going to change my color. And we're going to do today's secret message with the red marker. All right, you ready for it? Wiggle your bodies, shake your head, shake your brains. Let's get ready for the secret message. All right, here we go. All right, so my red isn't working all that great. So I drew my lines with red, but I'm going to go to my right. I'm going to write with purple because purple comes out the darkest. All right, so look at all these lines. Wow, one message, lots of lines. Okay, I am going to start with word patterns. There aren't very many. Only one. And it's a tricky one. It's one we haven't had a ton of practice with. That word pattern is like bump. Excellent. All right, so now we do have some memory bank words. We have quite a few. Here we go. First one. 2. Good. B. Ooh. And. Put it together. And. This one's one you've been working on at home, and we started working on a little bit at school. Shh. E. Put it together. She. Excellent. Last one. That's right. And. Nice job. You guys sometimes have a hard time with and. Get that right in their memory. Stick it right in there. A-N-D spells and. Good. All right. So now we need to build some words. We're going to build this word pattern word. Ready? Remember that word pattern is like bump. I'm going to put this sound in front of it. J. That's right. Jump. Excellent. All right, so we're going to be talking about somebody. And I have a feeling you know who we're talking about when I write that big A. That's right. Annie. Good. Sound by sound. W. We're going to call that on. W. On. S. Put it together. Wants. Good. Annie wants to be an. Oh, I'm going to write this one again. We had this one yesterday. So long. Remember it? Astronaut. Good. Let's go from the beginning. Ready? Annie wants to be an astronaut. Here's another memory bank word that we haven't talked so much about. This is the word so. You say it. So. Good. Start from the beginning. Annie wants to be an astronaut. So. Good. Remember this one? She. Ooh, this one's good. And word. Can. Good. Jump. What is it? Jump. Good. And I'm going to give you this one, but first I want you to give me the beginning. Ooh, that's tricky. Think about what Miss Highnote taught us about the baby. Oh, I don't remember. The belly and the diaper? Was that it? The belly and the diaper? That's the belly, right? That's B. And this says ounce. Put it together. B. Ounce. What is it? Bounce. Wow. Let's read this whole thing together. Here we go. Ready without my glare. Annie wants to be an astronaut so she can jump and bounce. Ooh, do you remember why astronauts jump and bounce when they're on the moon? What don't they have as much of on the moon as we do on Earth? That's right. Gravity. Gravity. All right, friends, here comes Astronaut Handbook. No challenge today. I know there wasn't a challenge yesterday either. No challenge today. There'll be a little challenge tomorrow. All right, here we go with Astronaut Handbook, written by Megan McCarthy. See, brand new, I told you. Only opened it to read it to myself. Rockets everywhere. Who likes to build rockets with their Legos? So I know some of you do. Welcome to astronaut school. Soon you will be boarding a space shuttle and blasting into outer space. All different kinds of people have become astronauts. There have been teachers, painters, and even deep sea divers. You can be an astronaut too. Every single one of you, that if you wanted to be. First, you need to decide what kind of astronaut you want to be. Wow, I didn't know there was different kinds. There are astronauts who fly space shuttles. There are astronauts who conduct science experiments, such as growing plants in space. There are astronauts that even repair the satellites. Wow, so there's like worker astronauts. Becoming an astronaut takes a lot of preparation. So remember, preparation is like training, right? It's important to study in school. Studying isn't always easy, but stick with it. Don't give up. You'll have to pass through some fitness tests to become an astronaut. So you have to suit up and start swimming. One test is to swim in your flight suit and sneakers. And look, he's got his goggles there. This guy's hanging out, making sure he's safe, and he's going to be able to get from one side to the other. It's also important to be a team player in space. While you're out there, you'll be eating, sleeping, and working in a very tight space. They call that tight quarters, with many other people. So be nice to your neighbor, and don't fight with them. Kind of sounds like the things we practice in kindergarten. Now that you can work well with other people, it's time for survival training. This training will help toughen you up and prepare you to live in harsh conditions. Harsh can be like really, 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 really cold, or really, 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 really hot. Really, 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 really windy or snowy. After you're both mentally and physically prepared, it's time for the real work to begin. Practice makes perfect. Those of you who decide to become engineers will practice working with machines, much like the ones you'll use in space. Wow, he's working on that machine if he wants to be an engineer. Remember, engineers help fix problems. Those of you who don't want to be a pilot of the space shuttle, those of you who do want to be the pilot of the space shuttle will learn how to fly. That would be important, right? Because you fly in space. All right, friends. Excuse me. You've done the hard stuff. Now it's time to have some fun. A special plane nicknamed the Vomit Comet, remember vomit, it means to throw up, will take you high into the sky and then zoom back down. As a result, you'll be able to float. It might upset your stomach, but you'll get the hang of it. That's why they probably call it the Vomit Comet. It probably makes you sick. It's kind of how you're learning how to be out there without gravity. So you're learning what it feels like to float around before you go. You'll also need to pick the food you'd like to eat while in space. It's important to have a balanced diet to stay strong during your trip. You can even have dessert, like freeze-dried ice cream. Right here. Remember we talked about that on Tuesday's word problem. All right, so this is what the space toilet looks like. Kind of the same as what you saw yesterday. There's the yellow tube. Yeah, maybe they have a strap. There's the handle so that they can hold on. You'll wear this suit while working outside the space shuttle. It's white to reflect the rays of the sun. It will be fitted to your exact measurement, so it'll only fit you. Over 100 measurements will be taken of just your hand alone because your hand needs to be able to work the way it would work if you weren't in space. These are all the important parts. TV camera, headlamp. A spacesuit weighs 280 pounds on Earth. Wow, that's big. That's heavy. Finally, it's time to blast off! Put your orange flight suit on that's worn for takeoffs and landings and get ready to board the space shuttle. You will have to sit for as long as 3 hours before liftoff because you have to check every last thing. Get ready for the ride of your life. 3, 2, 1, blast off! It's best to be in small spaces. I hope you like them. Work hard and enjoy your time in space. Oh, there's Earth. Remember, it's that blue ball. It has white clouds all around it. All right. I hope you liked that one. It was one of my favorites. Here's a couple of fun facts, fascinating fun facts. To become an astronaut, a candidate must go through about 2 years of rigorous training. Think about how long it took to be a knight. Whew! Training was a lot harder to be, well, it took a lot longer to be a knight than it did to be an astronaut. The spacesuit weighs 280 pounds on Earth with the backpack. Ooh. Bread is a common item on Earth. You guys like bread? I like bread. But in space, it can be dangerous. When bread is eaten or sliced, crumbs can flake off and harm sensitive equipment or float into an astronaut's eye. Instead, astronauts use tortillas or bagels to make sandwiches. All right, friends, go have some fun today. Remember, no challenge. We'll see you tomorrow for the last day before vacation, the last day of learning about space to get us ready for our adventure with Jack and Annie. All right, friends, I love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.